Hi. This instruction is on canes. Canes fall into three basic categories. We have single structure unipose canes, we have quad canes, and we have folding canes. A unipose or a single structure cane is going to be a cane that is just that. It's going to be a cane whether it's a solid material like wood or a material like aluminum that is designed, it has a single point that touches the ground. Quad canes are a cane that has a slightly wider base instead of a single point. Now there are four, comes in two sizes, large and small. And then the third style is a folding cane. So it literally folds up for smaller packaging. So we're going to start with unipose canes. Many styles of handles. This particular style is called an offset handle. This style is called either a standard handle or a crook handle cane, getting its name from a shepherd's crook. Some people call them candy canes. This particular cane is a material just made out of wood. Like I said, this style comes in composite, it comes in all kinds of different versions with the same style of handle. The height adjustability on this cane is one of those, you can do it one time and you can't do it again, at least not making it longer. It comes out of the box in a standard size. What you would do is you would measure from the ground to the crease of the wrist for the person who's going to be using it, and then making sure you measure twice, you take that measurement and translate it into the ability to simply cut the end off to make sure that, or to adjust it for size. Now with these kind of canes, it makes sure, measure twice, cut once, make sure that the height that you need is what you cut to, because if you make it too short, you have to start over with a new cane. So that's a drawback to this cane, but it is a very common application. Next one is an offset handle. Offset handles are probably the most common out here right now. Ergonomically, they allow for, take a little step back, the good part about this cane is that they're fairly inexpensive. The bad part is that this kind of handle anymore, if somebody has a grip issue, then this has the ability or the tendency to roll a little bit. Where an offset handle, because it's flat here, doesn't have that roll. You don't have a radius that you're grabbing a hold of. You're grabbing a flat surface that fits into your palm, which is why this has become much more popular. Height adjustability, same way. Adjust it from the ground to the crease of your wrist. And on these canes, there's a collar that you loosen and a push button that you adjust the height. Once you have the height adjusted, you simply tighten that collar. Now after a period of time, there's going to be a little bit of a clicking noise. You need to make sure that you check this collar periodically to make sure that it's secure. And once you do, this is by far the most common cane that's out there. Adjustability, loosen the collar, push the buttons, find the hole, let it lock into place, tighten the collar. Just that simple. We're going to save quad canes for the last. Folding canes. Folding canes are exactly what they sound like. They have a shock cord, so an elastic cord that goes in between the segments of the cane, very much like a tent pole. You simply open it up, let the segments fit into each other, and then once it gets to the top portion, it adjusts exactly like the aluminum offset handle, in that there's a collar, there's a push button series of holes to adjust, and then you use it. And the issue is here that is when it's not being used, that you can simply pull it apart and stow it someplace convenient. Now, the most common questions that we get on the canes, once you have them assembled, is, let's say that the cane has been used for a month, and they've decided that they want to fold it up, except now they don't have the strength to pull these apart because they are just a narrow and a flange that go into each other. A narrow and a flange, and it fits into each other securely. But the more you walk on it, the more it forces these pieces together. When it comes to these kind of canes, making sure that it's tight, simply turn it upside down, put your foot on the handle, lift, and twist. Once you get one broke, the rest of them should break fairly easy as well. So for collapsing, if they've used them for a long period of time and they're driven together, turn it upside down, put your foot on it, give it a twist and pull, and that separates. Once you have one separated, the rest of them should separate much easier. And that's the folding cane. Again, shock cord. Adjustability is exactly the same as the offset handle. And it folds up to fit in briefcase, shopping bag, shopping cart. Now, the last of them is a quad cane. Quad cane is designed to provide more support. The unipose canes, the folding canes, are designed to hold about 20% of given weight. So if you've got somebody who is 300 pounds, and the cane will say on the information label that's on here what the weight capacity is. But that weight capacity is in relationship to the patient. So if you've got somebody who is 200 pounds, the cane itself, even though it is designed to hold the weight of 200 pounds, the cane is not designed for 200 pounds. Let me clarify that. A pair of crutches. A pair of crutches is designed to hold all of your body weight. A cane, in all actuality, is designed to support you when you're walking for people who have a leaning or a teetering issue, some mobility issue that's causing them to lean or move to the right or have a tendency to drift. The cane is designed to give you that added support, but it's not a full body weight bearing device. If you need a full body weight bearing device, then you need to move on to something like a walker. But canes are designed for steadying somebody while they're walking, not necessarily, you don't necessarily lean on all of this cane. Now, when a cane is being used, it ultimately comes down to the person who's using it, their preference, but orthopedically speaking, when you use a cane, the cane is used on the opposite side of the injury. So if you've got a bad leg and it's your left leg, what side do you use? The cane should be used on the right side, the opposite side. And the idea is that when you walk, this now becomes your right leg. When you walk, this moves. I'm sorry. When you walk, this becomes in place of your left leg. So when you would normally move your left leg, this is what you would actually move. Right leg providing all the support. Again, it's going to be you taking a step, pushing down, bring the leg in. The step is going to be used in conjunction with the cane. So, like I said, if you're taking a step with your left leg, the cane is going to move as well. So that may be a little confusing, but once you realize and see the mechanics of it, and you try it yourself, we've got plenty of canes, that it is just a simple matter of it's replacing, well, I shouldn't say replacing, it is augmenting additional to that leg that's injured. So again, if the injury is on the left side, the cane's going to go on the right. If the injury is on the right side, the cane's going to go into the left. Okay? That's something that you probably need to play with, understand a little better. But the mechanics, orthopedically, is that's how a cane is designed to be. Now, complication is that some people don't like that idea. If they think that their right side is injured, they're going to put the cane on it, and what they're going to do is they're going to use it as a crutch. They're going to, anytime that right leg moves, the right cane moves. And if that's how they want to use it, that's absolutely fine. Do try to offer them and show them the mechanics of left side injury, right side cane, right side injury, left side cane, and see if that works for them. Because as a rule, they probably don't understand it. They think that, again, injuries on the right, that's where they need the support. And they're correct, except the support comes from on the opposite side. That's something that you should play with and understand a little better. But that's exactly the mechanism of the cane orthopedically. Okay, quad canes. Quad canes are the next step up. If you have somebody that is very unsteady on their feet, they can walk, but they're very unsteady as far as drifting, as far as shakes, let's say maybe even Parkinson's. Maybe not, it depends on the severity, but if they're in a position where they have shakes and they're listing towards one side or the other, a quad cane may be a better option for them. Now when you look at a quad cane, from the base up, it's a standard cane. You have push buttons. Instead of a collar, you have a thumb screw, but it's only because the platform allows for it a little structure. There are canes that do have a collar as well as push buttons for the quad cane. Our design, we have a little bit of a thumb lock, a little bit more of a precise control. Now, when you look at it, because canes are used left and right, the base of the cane is not. If you look at the cane, you can see this all right, like that, the four legs are divided into two short legs and two long legs. Matter of fact, if you look at it, it kind of looks like the letter K. And this letter, again, it's short legs in, long legs out. And that's set up for the right side. If you look down at the right side, you want to see that letter. Now, if you want to use it on the left side, the idea is you still need to keep the short legs in, the long legs away. But it's not a matter of turning the cane the other way, because then the cane handle isn't set right for using on left side cane. It makes it the opposite. You want to be able to, if a cane is being used, if something happens, you want it to fall away from the body in a way that you can see where it's going. If you just change the handle and it falls the other way, there's no chance of you retrieving it other than turning around, and that could be a problem. So what we do is, you loosen that thumb screw. When you push the button in for the height adjustment and spin the base 180 degrees, there's another button. And it's designed to do just this. This way, when you adjust the height back, everything else is normal. When you look down, you still have that, and this time it's going to be an upside down K, but it's short legs next to the body, longer legs away from the body. And this is the same application for a small base or a large base. Again, no matter what side is being used, small legs closest to the feet, longer legs away from the body. Also, if you were to change it the other way and have the long legs closer, this increases the trip hazard, and it's simply not what we want to have. So again, short legs close to the body, long legs away from the body. Quad canes also have the ability to, when you're not using them, to stand freely. Most other canes can't have, or don't have that. No unipose cane will, unless you have a very, very large base. And there are some options out there for that. But the quad cane is the only one that is freestanding always. So we have height adjustability as for the quad canes with a thumb screw or a collar, push button adjust. On a folding cane, Again, collar, push button adjust with holes. Offset handle cane, collar, push button adjust. And a standard handle cane, which is, or a crook handle cane. It's a solid material. Now, any solid material cane that you're going to have to adjust is going to be measure twice, cut once. The odds that this cane being adjusted in your store or in a store, depending on the store, possibility, but usually something like this is left to the people who know and have the tools for what they're doing. So we have standard handle, offset handle, folding, and quad canes. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the support desk. Thank you.